Okay, I got this Assa Twin Maximum Plus. You want to make sure that if you do decide to get this, that you don't get it confused with the Assa Maximum Plus Restricted. They have the same key. I mean, these are two different biddings, but basically if you get the Assa Maximum Plus Restricted, and it can come in the same finish and stuff like that, right? So it'll look exactly the same from the front with the same keyway. This is the key from this guy here, right? Oh yeah, I didn't tighten the vise, but it will fit in here just fine as well. The big difference is internal on these guys, and I have another video where I picked this one, the Assa Maximum Plus. This one doesn't have anything down the side here. There are no pins. There's no sidebar down the left side. There's not even cutouts to put anything in. There's no cutouts for pins or anything, so you couldn't go and buy pins and backfill this. There's nothing for this to go into. Whereas this one has 5 pins down the side here that I can get into each of them. I can lift them. They interact with a sidebar on the left side. And both of these have the same 6 top pins. So they have 6 pins on the top. And there is counter milling in the plug that goes with barrel spool drivers on each of those. So if you're doing any LPU belt ranking, this is the same as a Assa 600 with barrels, and it's ranked purple. Whereas this one that has the sidebar and stuff like that is ranked black. So let's go ahead and see if we can pick this. I'm going to pick it just like I would the V10 or any other Assa Twin 6000. And it's got barrels, so I expect the top to taper and act like tapers until I get it up into the counter milling. So I'm going to use this 25 thousandths Peterson hook 7. Pin 6 is not binding, it's just springy. 5 was the same. 4 I feel binding, but it let go right away after I pushed on it. 3 is binding. 3 let go and then became not binding. 2 same thing. No, nothing from 1. Go back to the back again. 6 is nothing. 5 is now binding little. It let go and is springy. So this is kind of like the taper portion. You're just working your way through all the pins until they stop acting like tapers. Go to the back again. 6 is getting a little better. It's not springy. 5 is completely springy. I'm getting a click now from, I think this is 4. And now I'm feeling for if it's going to go up any further. Yep, now it's jiggling. So it must have been in the, I must have pushed into the counter milling. Got a click up here off of 1. Another click and now it's jiggling. 2 has springiness. Go to the back. 6 it has jiggle. 5 is binding. Got a click out of it, it's still binding. Still binding after that click. There we go. Now it's jiggling. 6 feels like it's binding. Not 100% on this one though. Oh no, I got a click out of it. It feels like it's jiggling a decent amount. Going back to 5, which was jiggling a decent amount before. Now it's jiggling again. 4. Got a little click out of it and it's jiggling now. I think that dropped 5 a little. I just got a little click out of it. 6 feels binding. It let go and it's now jiggling. 3 is jiggling. 2 is jiggling. 1 appears to be jiggling. Was that 1 or that was 2 jiggling? 1's jiggling. I'm going to go through them all again just to make sure. 2, 3, 4. Nope, 5 is binding. Okay, 5. 6 seems like it's binding. There, we got a click out of it. But feels like something else dropped. 5 again. 2 clicks out of it and it's still binding. Okay, go back to 6 again. 5. I think that's 4. This one's iffy. Click out of it, but I think I dropped something further back. So I'm getting a little bit of ping pong out of these barrels. Go towards the back. And I'm not using my rubber band trick. That would probably help with some of the ping ponging. 5 is click, click. And another click. 6, 5, 4. I'm not 100% sure with 3 or 2. Okay, now I'm better with 2, but I might drop something towards the back. 2 and 1. 6. Same thing out of 5 gave me a couple clicks, but I don't think I dropped anything that time. This guy right here, 4, I think. Definitely felt like he dropped something. Messing with him. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Alright, I think I'm getting close to getting all the barrels set. I think 5 would have dropped again. Yep. There we go. 6, 5. I think I felt a bit of plug rotation off that one, so I think we are there. This one I'm not 100%, but I think I'm gonna I'm gonna play with 1 actually before I go to the sidebar. Okay, 1 is better. 2 seems okay. 3, 4, 5. Alright, I'm gonna go to the sidebar. I will introduce some rubber band just to hold my position and try not to drop those top. And give my finger a little bit of relaxation. You see that? That's why I like the rubber band. Oof. Ooh. Alright. I'm going to use this multi-pick number 10, but I'll probably switch to a couple of my honest dongshis to get more lift. This doesn't get enough lift, but it gets underneath them pretty nice. Pin 1 is not binding, it's just pin 2 is not binding, it's just springs. 3 feels like it's hitting a little resistance, but not yet. 4 is definitely binding. Alright, I got a click from 4, it's still binding though. Another click from it. Feels like it's still binding, but I'm having a little bit harder time reaching with the multi-pick. I got another click from it, and now I can't tell what its state is. And I just go field number 5. 5 feels like it's binding. Click from it. Okay, I can't feel what that state is anymore. Let's see if any of these things up front are binding. 1, no. 2, no. 3, no. I'm going to switch to this dongshi. Actually, maybe I let off some tension there and it dropped something. I have an even taller one than this that I'll maybe use if some of these go into max lifts. Alright, 4 still feels like it's binding. Okay. 5's binding. Click, I got a little bit of plug rotation off that one. I think it's still binding though. So I'm going to lose the rubber bands to give me a little bit better tension control. Check 1. 1 is not binding. 2 is binding now, I think, or maybe I'm just not getting. I'm going to switch back to the multi-pick to feel some of these front ones. 1 not binding. 2 is binding. Click. Still binding. Up again. I think it's still binding, but it's higher than I can really lift with the multi-pick comfortably. So 1, 2, yeah, 2 still binding. Lift it a little higher. I think that's set. Hard to tell with this one. I'm going to bring the taller flag. So here's the tallest one I'll be able to use. Doesn't really fit very well, but I can get it in there. Alright, second one is feeling set. Third one feels like we're binding. I think I dropped something towards the back. This one just doesn't have as much power. So I'll go back to the red one. I heard something drop towards the back, I think it was. Or maybe I just keep dropping that first one that I lift a little. 5 is binding. I'll lift up 5. 1 is springy, 2 dropped, lifting that back up again. Still binding. 3, binding high. I'm going to have to bring that taller pick in to feel all these, because a lot of these seem to be pretty high cuts, I guess. 1 isn't quite binding yet, but I can feel it start to touch the sidebar a little bit. 2 feels set, because it feels 3 set. I feel the jiggle on these. 4 doesn't feel set, but I'm going to check 5. 5 feels set. 4 feels odd. And check 1. Okay, 1 doesn't feel set. 2 feels set. 3, 4. I think I dropped something. 2, 3. I'm going to bring the bit stiffer pick for 4. 1, 2, 3. Well, I can't reach 4. 5. I'm not sure. That's kind of odd. Alright, 1 springy, 2 springy, is jiggling, 3 is jiggling, 4 is not jiggling, 5 is jiggling. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 1 is binding a little. 1 is set. 2, 3, 4 is... I have a feeling 4 might be overset. I'm going to go back and check a couple top pins. I think there might not be fully isolating is the thing as well. Okay, this one here. Yep, I got some action out of, I think that's 2 or 3. Let's see, that was 3. I got some action out of 3. 1 is set. 2 I think is set. 3 set. 4 set. 5 is not set. 5 still not set. 5 is set. 6 is okay. I think I might have heard something up front drop a little, but it could have been sidebar. Yeah. 1, 2. So I think 3 wasn't set up top, or I dropped it while I was messing with the sidebar. So it looks like 3 might be pretty close to to how the sidebar is. And now I think 1 is binding. Or no, wait, maybe not. Is this 1? Yeah, 1 is binding now. So I wasn't having 1 bind before, so now 1 is binding. 1 feels set. 2 is high. Go to this tall pick. 1 is set. 2 feels set. 3 feels set. 4 feels binding. 5 feels set. Alright. I'm going to try putting 4 up higher. But it feels like... alright, put 4 up higher. Don't know what all dropped when I did that. 1 is not binding. 2 is not binding. 3. Yeah, I have a feeling I overset 4 while doing that. I don't know if I can drop just 4. Actually, 4 feels like it might be set now. Trying to check for jiggle, but it's really hard that high up. No, doesn't feel set. All right, drop 4 down. I wonder if I lost 3 up top or 5. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So I think I'm just kind of starting over on the sidebar, but this time I think I have all the top pins set. 1's not binding. 2 is almost binding. It's kind of rubbing the sidebar slightly. 3 is almost binding. 4 is binding. All right, 4 feels like it's probably set. 5's binding. Click, still binding. Another click, can't tell, it's too high. Switch to the red one. 5 feels set. Check some of these front ones. 1 is not binding. 2 is binding, but barely binding. I'll check 3. 3 is binding. Click, still binding. Another click. Go to number 2. 2 is binding. Go to number 1, not binding. Let's bring this guy back in the multi-pick. 1. Can't feel 2's too high for the multi-pick. 3's too high for the multi-pick. 4 feels binding, but I don't want to overset him because I think I overset him last time. No 1. 2 binding. 2 set. 3 hard to tell. 3 binding. 3 set. 2 set. 1 not binding. 2, 3, 4, 5. I just got some plug rotation. Oh, I got some plug rotation and now 4 feels like he's set. Interesting. 3 set, 2 set. Let me go back to multi-pick to see if I can feel number 1. 1 is now binding. Click, got false gate on 1, but I felt a little plug rotation. So this is probably the last one. So bring out a little beefier guy. And we're open. Okay, so little tricksy, right? Because the top pin 3 wasn't fully set, and then I believe I had an overset on 4 on the side pin. So just kind of muscled my way through, you know, and I wouldn't say muscle my way, but I just remained diligent, keep going and applying the basics, right? So we're open there. We'll go ahead and gut it. Lock her up. A little bit longer pick. You got to see some of the pitfalls and how to get out of them, right? So didn't need to reset the whole lock. I was able to just drop pin 4. When I was having trouble on the sidebar, I went back, double checked the top, found pin 3 was not set up there, right? So we'll get the key in here. I want to turn it to the left when I gut, just to keep the sidebar away from the top, even though I don't turn far enough for it to be an issue. Just, you know, extra little precautions. I think one drawback is there might be a anti-drill hole or something on the right side of the plug, so you could drop a driver into there, so that's an issue. I didn't catch my sidebar very smartly, so they're on my finger barely, and at least one spring fell out. Looks like both springs fell out, and I only have one down there. So sidebar was this way around. So if we look at that, it looks like number 1 was a little high, but not to the top. 2 and 3 look like they're all the way up top. 4 was low, and then number 5 was about the same height as number 1-ish. I'll need to find where that second spring went. I don't know if it flew towards me. Oh no, it's over here. Landed over here. Okay, so there's the 2 sidebar springs. Top pins. 1, 2. We'll probably get in tighter after I get these top pins out. Alright, got the top pins out. Let's zoom it in a little tighter so you can see what's going on. Bottom pins. are here, or side pins rather, 5 of them. So you want to put your finger over because they'll shoot out. So pin 5. 4, 3, give it up, 2, and 1. So the side pins look like this. They've got you can see those false gates, those little grooves on there. And then the deep one, that's the true gate there that the sidebar has going. It has a little nub on the side for the key to go under. And the top has a hole for the spring to slide into. So that's number 1. I don't know, I put that in the 2 slot. Alright, so 1 to 5 there. These each have just a little spring. There's the springs. Nothing special about them. Slide those up to make room for the drivers. The plug itself has counter milling for the barrel spools on every chamber. All 6 of those. You can see those double milling in there, and those catch the barrel spools like that. For the top, we have all barrel spools, or should rather. I haven't gutted this, so I haven't gutted this before. And these spools should have, the pin stacks should be balanced. So if we have a short driver pin, we should have a long key pin, and vice versa, to keep all the stacks relatively same height. And I believe that's done to help with bump resistance or rake resistance and all that stuff. Looks like most of these are kind of long, but there is a little bit of variation, not much. And then the top springs are all right there. Nothing special about them, they're all the same. Let's get this out the way. And there's the pins. So let's go ahead and zoom in. Can't zoom in much more, but there we go. That is the Assa Twin Maximum. I don't know if it's called Twin Max, Twin Maximum Plus. The key says Maximum Plus. I want to call it the Assa Twin Maximum Plus. Not to be confused with the Assa Maximum Plus Restricted. So if you want the sidebar and the side pins, you got to have the word twin in there, okay? The other one doesn't have the word twin. In any case, that's it. Thanks. Bye.